Hello and welcome to day 3 recap in the Ava Benfield trial. Yesterday was a day filled with sidebars. This case has been filled with sidebars, but yesterday was really the top of sidebarring I've ever seen. We started out the day with two problems that have arisen on day 2. On day 2, a journalist contacted the judge saying, I have information about the jury. The judge said, that's fine, be in court at this time, and you can tell us about it. The journalist didn't show up. We didn't hear more about it, what the problem with the jury was, so it was kind of like, okay. Yesterday, that journalist had contacted another lawyer's office, written a letter to the court, and what had happened was the journalist had been at a restaurant, seen a juror who were in the restaurant at the same time as the trial, and commentary about the trial had been on a big screen TV, and some patrons had been talking about the trial. So everyone was discussing, what do we do? They ended up calling every juror one by one, asking them, have you been in a bar where this had happened? A male juror, we knew it was a male, but everyone was called. A male juror came in and said, yes, that was me. I asked for my food to go, and I asked them to turn off the TV. So it was a big old nothing burger. And I think it might have been one of there are only two male jurors in this trial, and I think it's the one who is the alternate. That's kind of the vibe I got from the questioning. But nothing happened. The other thing was Ava Benfield, the daughter of Doug, was called to the stand because she was spotted by someone who alerted a security guy from court talking to a journalist. She's still under subpoena, so she's not allowed to talk about testimony or anything else related to the case. She was called, she was interviewed, she admitted she had been talking to a journalist saying, I'm not going to talk about the case. So again, nothing much came of it. Then the defense started talking about her TikToks because she is a TikToker apparently. And she said, yeah, I've done some TikToks, 3 or 4, about this case, or after this case have started. And he then wanted her to show the court her phone with the TikToks on, which is weird because you would need either to get a court order for her to show it, or she should voluntarily show it to you. But he just, can you get your phone? I would have to say the defense attorney yesterday seemed a little bit perplexed. You could tell his age yesterday. The judge said, do you have anything specific in those TikToks that you want her to show? And he was just like, I don't do social media. So it ended up being a nothing burger again. He said, yeah, if you can find something specific in the TikToks, because the defense wants her to be excluded as a rebuttal witness. That's why he probably tried to find something to get her excluded on. But we didn't see the TikToks. My Snoop team was in there looking at them, saying, well, she's kind of skirting the limit of what she's allowed to talk to, but it's not really about the case. It was more she was trying to sell some jewelry, and I hope I at least looked good while testifying. So it was stupid TikTok videos, which she probably shouldn't have done. But again, we live in 2024 where people make videos of everything trying to go viral. So Nothing came from it, but it was a long start about nothing to the case. Then we started getting into the evidence or the witnesses, and it took forever to read text messages between Doc and Ashley. He had a tendency to send her Bible verse every morning. She responded kind of like, "Mm, let's just say I got the feeling he was way more into this relationship than she was. There was no, I didn't see any anger from either side. I didn't see any stay away from me from either side. What I saw was a guy who was more in love than his wife. That's how I read it. Some people want to interpret him sending the Bible verses as a way of controlling her, but to me, it was a big old nothing burger. There was nothing going on. It could be why the state put it in to try and show that, well, she wasn't afraid of him, she wasn't scared. But again, it's not about if she was scared 3 weeks before, it's in the act that she have to fear for her own life. It took forever. There was a lot of discussion again about the defense wanting to bring something in that the state claimed they didn't have. We had a Richardson hearing later where the defense said, well, we got everything from the state. We just took out some papers or some part of a discussion. It turned into kind of a freak show because both sides were so hostile towards each other. But again, those text messages, I saw nothing in them that could lead me to believe either that they had a really bad relationship or that she was, other than she just didn't feel like she was into him. Then we got to the medical examiner describing the wounds to the body. There were, the chest wound was on the right side, but he testified that she must have been in front of him because the the state really wanted it to be in the side, so she wouldn't have been in front of him when uh, he was put a bullet in. But the ME testified, yes, she must have been in front of him at an angle to make the trajectory through the body that the bullet had traveled. They showed some really nasty pictures, didn't show it on screen, but we could see it on the audience. It wasn't nice, the autopsy photos. But that was what killed him. A bullet going from right to left, tearing up his lungs. So he, and this sounds gross, but he actually drowned in his own lungs because that trajectory through the lungs. He had an injury to the back of his head. They claimed that was from falling down. There was a big discussion about the order of the bullets. Remember, he also had that injury to his leg. Could it be while he was running away that he was shot? Yes. Could it be when she was under him? Yes. Could it be because he fell backwards and his legs was elevated? Yes. So again, both sides kind of got what they wanted from the leg wound, but the chest wound I think was better for the defense. But again, it's it turned into a lot of arguing again about them. The last witness was a gun expert who said those bullets came from that gun, which is bunk science. You can't do that, but in Florida they allow it. And he testified, which we don't understand why he should testify about because there's no contention that she did it. But he said, yo, yeah, those 4 shots was from her gun. And that's when the state ended. And then everything hit the fan because they were going to do the JOA, the normal, the state haven't proven anything and blah blah blah. But it went crazy. They had a witness who couldn't be there tomorrow, so they needed that now. He wanted to send the jury home for the day. Then the jury could show up tomorrow or maybe Monday, and times it went into a big time scheduling thing. The the defense lawyer wanted the weekend to look on his own case, but now we are going today anyway. It kind of went into chaos. She didn't get the direct verdict meant that, and we know they almost never get that. There was enough in the case that a jury could find her being guilty. So yeah, we will have to see what defense brings on. I bet the state will be very, very, very hostile today. They will object to everything. We will have even more sidebars. But the good thing, it's Friday, so it's fun to hang at bars. But day three, a day where I think the most important part was that she had to be in front of him when she did this, in front and to the side. It's not under the arm and into the body. It was in front, according to what he testified. If you watch his drawing of it, it looks like it's more into the side, but he pointed somewhere below his nipple. So I think that's, if the defense goes back to that, that'll be an important thing to have had in there from the ME. We don't know how many defense witnesses there are. We don't know if she will take the stand. I think she should, because we don't know why she was afraid in that moment when she did it. What we know was they had text messages, to me seeming just like a man who wanted to get together with his wife, and a wife who didn't really want to reply to it. That's actually all day three was about. Very long day, very boring, but some few nuggets in there. Let's see if Friday will be better. Now it's the defense turn to show us how afraid she really was.